Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Well, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update on how the shop organization is coming, and I kind of took the idea of where I made my bolt bin by utilizing the dead space underneath the purlins, both to support the top or the bottom purlin in order to be able to stack stuff on it without a fear of it working the screws loose on the building itself. So we incorporated using 2x8s to house a lot of that stuff. Now in this first bay, some of the longer tools like the blower and just various other stuff that we got on there, the stuff that's too long to really make it on the shelves, we're just elected to put it on the top. We still have some electrical drops that got to come in here, but I think we're going to be clear. So the first thing we did over here was put in a clamp rack, and I think down lower we're going to put another one that's going to be for hammers. We just utilize space to hang stuff like levels. I got most of my cordless tools that belong to the shop in here. A lot of the stuff on top is like consumables or accessories for those tools, such as nut drivers and bits and just you name it, it's up there. And I think I've got it pretty well the way I want it. I mean, I'm sure that I'll make some adjustments to it as we go along. I kind of left this one here so I could just stuff extra batteries up there. I got stuff like sandpaper that are for the sanders that are in that bay. We had to notch out so that our saws would fit down flush. And I still have 2 open bays back here that we're going to be adding stuff to. We still got quite a mess, but it's coming along. On this one, this is all of the tooling for the iron worker, but my punch set only goes in 16, so I think I'm going to reorder a new punch set, and that's why I have 3, because in total there's going to be a 29-piece punch set that's going to go in here. Now what I did with these is I took them over to the drill press, and using a bit, I forget what they're called, actually, those types of bits for wood. I don't do a lot of woodwork, but anyway, I drilled out 1-inch holes for the punches themselves and 2-inch holes for the dies in the back, and that's going to allow me to put all those in there. Now this stuff has been in storage for a while, so there's a lot of surface rust on there that I got to go through and clean up on the ironworking tooling to get it up in tip-top shape. But like I said, it's a work in progress. You can kind of see that we still got quite a mess. Now on the other side where we were working the bolt bin, we've got this finished now. So we've got a full bolt bin that hasn't been loaded up yet. Still got stuff that's strewn out all over the place. I kind of made room for electrical stuff. Now a lot of these electrical components are stuff that we're actually going to be using for the electrical in the shop here. That's still got to be installed, and I may end up rearranging this just a little bit, but this worked out really well because it supports the purlin and allows me to utilize that dead space in order to make a really nice bolt bin. Now obviously with all those bins and all the lumber and the time into it, it's a lot more expensive than what it would be if you just bought a bolt bin, but I think this works out better. We've already got some of the unistrut pre-run for the conduit runs that are going to be coming through here for the electrical drops. All the space that we're saving here, I may end up getting rid of a couple of these shelves. They may not be necessary, which will save me very, very valuable floor space. Now we ran out of lumber. We still got another shelf to put in here behind the drill press, so I got a lot of the drill accessories that are going to go back there, and it seems to be working out pretty well. Now I got just a mess over here with all my office stuff that we're going to be adding into the wall, kind of like what we did there with uprights, and then we got plywood that's going to go along that wall to 2 things. First, it's going to make me a shelf at 42 inches. Pardon me. So I'll be able to use I'll have a shelf at 42 inches, and then I'll be able to use the top of the purlin for another shelf that basically wraps that corner. So it'll have a lot of storage stuff in there. On the back here, we're going to be adding in a steel rack that will support to the floor, but it also attached to the wall. That's going to be long enough to do 24-foot stock in here, and then we still got a lot of stuff that has to be rearranged. But nonetheless, it is coming along, and this is what we kind of worked on today. And it made a huge difference getting all that stuff off the shelves and into a more compact zone. I especially like the fact that all my ironworking tooling is now in one location. That is a huge plus. And like I said, I still got a couple of other bays on this wall yet that we can fill up with stuff. So how we'll arrange it, I'm not sure just yet, but it is definitely getting there. Well, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.